Hello and welcome back. It's been a little while since we've last hung out. Today I just wanted to jump in and talk about a few small things in my kitchen that I appreciate so much. They're all the little gadgets and tools that are not necessarily expensive, but they go such a long way in making my day-to-day cooking and kitchen experience better. The first one is a good can opener. So because I don't buy things a lot, I end up having the same piece of equipment or tool that I've had for years and years and years, and I just don't replace it. And that was the case with can openers. I actually had two can openers, and they were that classic swing away style. But over time, they got like harder and harder to use, and like you clamp onto the can and it's just like an absolute struggle to turn the thing. And so I eventually just splashed out on a new can opener, which was super cheap. I don't know, it was probably 10 bucks. I got this OXO one and it has a really nice grip, you know, they're known for their good grips. It is so much better. I can open cans like no big deal now. This thing is easy on my poor wrists, you know, I'm not getting any younger. My joints aren't getting any, you know, more flexible or nimble. I can open cans like a dream now. The second item is something that I never had before, but when I got this new kitchen redesign, I was feeling precious about my new cabinets and drawers and I didn't want to get them messy. So I ended up buying a bunch of these clear containers and I've seen them everywhere. I know you can get them on Amazon. I've seen them at the dollar store. They're pretty solid. They're not like gonna break or crack anytime soon. And I use these to store things in the fridge. I have one for like a deli kind of container with cheese and stuff like that. And then I have one in my cupboard for sticky stuff. So I've got peanut butter, honey, Marmite, stickiest stuff ever. And that way the tub gets sticky, but it keeps my cabinet shelves nice and stick free. So I really enjoy these a lot. Okay, this next one is very exciting. I knew that these things existed for a long time, but I never bought them for some reason. I don't know why. And then eventually I got tired of dealing with rusty rings and missing tops for my jars. And so I finally decided to spend $5 on a couple packs of these plastic jar lids. And these things are amazing. I cannot remember the last time I came home with a purchase like this and was immediately so overjoyed when I brought them home. So I've got all these jars. I use them for so many things. And these lids, they just go on and they're dishwasher safe and they're solid. I don't have to worry about the rusty rings and tops that I've been wrangling for years and years. So big, huge fan of these. And they come in two sizes. The small size fits all of the kind of smaller jars and obviously the wide mouth ones. These are great. Big recommend. However, there is another hack that I don't know if most people know about, and that is when you buy Pringles, if you buy Pringles, don't throw away the lid. A lot of the jars that you buy things in the store, like pickles or pickled beets, or this is our like roasted pepper spread that we buy, a lot of them have the same size lids. Pringles lids also work perfectly. Check that out. I don't know if it's waterproof. Hold on. Okay, I put some water in here. Let's see. That's amazing. This is a fairly leak proof. I wouldn't like put it upside down in a backpack or anything because it could come off. It's not like sealed, you know, it's not super solid, but that's okay. There's a few drips. Anyway, when you're just putting things in the fridge and you need a lid, these Pringles lids are great. Another great buy are these containers of nuts. These nice big containers of nuts with these screw-on lids. So these are a great buy, not only because they're full of nuts, which are super fun, but the tubs they come in make great tubs for storing pantry items. So I've got an old cashew tub here that I store my cereal in. Because have you seen the price of like pantry storage containers lately? I don't know if it's changed. I've never really bought that kind of thing, but I've been seeing them for like $30 for one container. Like a cereal storage container is $30. So this cashew container is $15 and it comes with a bunch of cashews. So I don't know about you, but this is my preferred way to store my dry goods in the pantry. And you can be fancy and take the labels off. I just, you know me. Next are my little spatula collection. So I bought this little set and it comes with a whisk as well. I bought this set kind of as a novelty. I just thought they were cute, but I use these things all the time. Like scraping the last little bit of the mayo out of the jar, which probably has a Pringles lid on it, by the way. Flipping little cookies, I mean, that's obvious, but like I use this little spatula for also scraping things out of the food processor, like when I chop a bunch of herbs or something in the food processor, or hummus or something like that. It's just very agile because it's so small. And either one of these works great. I use the whisk for whisking up little bits of dressing. I've been on a matcha kick lately, so I've been using the little whisk to whisk my matcha in the morning because I don't have the fancy bamboo thing. These are great. I have no links. I know that most YouTubers would have links for these things and they'd make a little money off them. I don't know where to get these. I got these at a kitchen store in my town. So just look for silicone is key. So it's not going to scratch. It's not going to melt. Good times. These are good times. Now for something I do have a little kickback for is a good instant read thermometer. I've talked about mine multiple times before because it's amazing. I love this thing. I don't think I've ever changed the battery on it and I've had it for years. It reads instantly. It's super clear. The tip is very fine. So you don't like poke a giant hole in whatever you're temp checking. I use it to check the milk temperature when I'm making yogurt. I use it to check chicken, meat, anything, fish. And I do have an affiliate link for these. And actually that's the only thing I have an affiliate link for because they have such a good program. I think I get like $3.50 or like more than $3 for each one that people buy from my link. So I'll leave that linked below. All right, next, this should be nothing new, but Y-shaped peelers. I have a bunch of these. If you are still using vertical peelers, get ready for vegetable peeling 2.0 because as soon as you switch to one of these, you're gonna be peeling faster, easier, you're never gonna look back. These are so cheap. It's almost like the cheaper the better. My favorite ones that I've ever had have been like $2. This one, I don't even know where it came from, but it works like a dream. Just jump on the bandwagon. Next time you see one for $3 in the store, grab it. Okay, this next one is cleaning related, and it's these Swedish dishcloths. Try saying that 5 times fast. I hate, and I used it, I used the H word. I friggin' hate cloths that don't absorb. Enough of this cloths and tea towels that just move water around. They're brutal. These are the most absorbent and they dry super quickly too. So I use it, I get it nice and wet, I use it to wipe whatever, and then I squeeze it out and hang it to dry, and it's dry within like 30, 40 minutes. It is scientifically proven that dry cloths and sponges harbor way less bacteria than wet ones. And so something that dries quick is really good. And these are great. You can throw these through the washing machine. They're kind of just spongy and they absorb, most importantly. We're down to the final 2. A digital scale. You know, I've talked about digital scales a bunch. I use them almost exclusively for baking. You'll rarely see me bust out like a cup or a half cup or a 1/3 cup measure. I also use it to weigh out things like pasta when I'm feeding myself and my family so that I know that I'm just cooking the right amount instead of cooking like 3 times more than I actually need, which I used to do all the time. Okay, last thing is this little carbon steel pan. I bought this in the summertime and I followed a really informative YouTuber called Uncle John's Kitchen, I think, or Uncle Kevin's Kitchen? Uncle Scott's Kitchen, that's right. And he's quite funny and he does a bunch of tests and experiments with carbon steel. And I bought this one from Debouille and it was like 60 bucks or something. And this is my exclusive egg pan now. It's pretty non-stick. I've done the seasoning and it seems to work pretty well. You still have to use oil or butter. You can't, it's not non-stick, like fat-free non-stick, but if you use a good amount of, a little bit of oil and butter, if you preheat it nicely, you can slide eggs around like a dream. You can make omelets in here. I'm very excited to keep using this. It's really mostly just going to be for eggs, but it means that I never have to buy a non-stick egg pan ever again, because these things last forever rather than being basically disposable like Teflon. All right, that's all I've got. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to know more about my opinions on cooking gadgets, I have a video where I talk about what to spend a lot of money on versus what to buy a cheap version of for the best bang for your buck. So I'll link that over here. Go check that out next, and I'll see you in the next one.